Everybody, there was a request that I do a video on making graphics or making some of the visualizations we talked about. So I've got the code that we kind of finished up on on Thursday, and I've kind of cleared and restarted everything, so I'm going to have to run it again. So you can see we're importing all of the things that we need. We're asking the API, RapidAPI, to give us what we want. You can see all the results here. And clear the output because I don't want to see it. We're making sure we check what keys are available. We have results and continuation token. If you selected a different API key, these will be different. You just need to make sure that you're selecting the right one moving forward. And we want to parse just so that we have results. Okay, and we can see that now we have a JSON file that is just the results from our Twitter searching. So let me clear these outputs so they don't get in the way. And then we're going to go ahead and ask pandas to transform this Twitter dictionary, or treat it like a dictionary, and then to transform it. And now we have a nice, lovely data frame with all of our information, all of our tweets. So we are good there. We know that we're going to be using, we're going to focus more on the quantitative stuff. So we have these tweets here that we know that we are the columns that we need: favorite count, retweet, etc. So again, let's just close this. We don't need it. We did the word cloud. I'm going to go ahead and skip the word cloud. We don't need that for right now. So we're going to move down here. We did the word cloud. What we decided to do was to create this separate table called correlation Twitter core DF, and that is just things that we want to use for this correlation table because they're all the only quantitative numbers, or the numbers that are in our table. So here we can see a correlation table, and then we get our descriptive statistics, and this is to write to CSV. Okay, so from there we want to do some visualizations, and the first thing that I like to do with any visualization, especially with following a correlation table, is to do a scatter plot. Scatter plots are great because they are able to kind of map out the different, map out the positions of all of the points based on two different variables. So what we're going to do is we're going to need to import some packages here. We're going to import Seaborn as SNS. And we're going to import matplot library .py Python plot as PLT. Okay, so those are our packages that we're going to use. And so to do a scatter plot, we're going to call on SNS, specifically the regular plot. And we're going to specify that the x-axis is equal to Twitter core DF, and we're going to plot first. We'll do favorite count. We're going to call on favorite count. Okay, and as our y-axis, we're also going to use Twitter core DF. So here we're going to call on, let's say, retweet. Okay, so if we're thinking about a question, does retweets correspond to the amount of favorites that a tweet gets, that a message gets? And you can already tell I made a couple mistakes, as we all do. Okay, so I got that all in, and now I need to specify just, I could call it the quits there, but we can also add a correlation line in here so we can kind of see the trajectory of the scatter plot. That's line. We'll do KWS. We'll specify the color as, I don't know, we'll call it red this time. I'll do alpha. If I could spell correctly, alpha. We'll do 0.07. LW. And that's the width of the line. And we'll call it quits there. Let me change this one to brace as well. So let's see, line KW is equal to, there we go, to color R, and then we close our parentheses off to the front. Okay, let's run that, and we have our scatter plot. Okay, so again, I specified the x-axis, I specified the y, and I told it what I wanted to get. I can also maybe say change this to, let's see what G does. It gives us a green line, blue, gives us a blue line, and so forth. Okay, so there's a scatter plot, pretty straightforward. What if we wanted to do something else? What if we want to do like all of the different variables in our correlation table? Well, we could do a pair plot. Let's do that, pair. And this will look at all of the pairs within the regression. You specify the function, pair plot. We're going to specify where we're going to pull the data from. And we'll specify what kind. We'll just do, let's say, regular this time. And then we need to show the plot, plt.show. And let's run that. It's going to take a second, but what we're functionally doing is running all of the grabbing all of the visualizations at once. So you can see what we did was we did a pair. All of the pairs within the correlation table are correlated, or shows the correlation. The scatter plots shows the regression line, and it shows a histogram distribution for each as well. For each of the favorite tweets, this is the distribution of favorite tweets and so forth. Okay. So let's do a pair plot this time, but let's leave out the regression. Instead of REGs, it's not regular, it's regression, sorry. But let's leave that out. Let's do pair plot, and let's do Twitter core DF, and we'll do instead of we'll do scatter this time, and it's just going to give us the scatter instead of the regression line. Oops. And what did I do here? What did I do wrong? I put an extra parentheses in. Yep. There we go. And it's run okay. So we need to, oh, it shows me the plot. Perfect. Okay, so we have the same, this is the same graphic as here, but it just does not have the regression lines, which that's personal preference. You can also specify the regression lines without the additional margin of error or, and whatnot. Okay, cool. What else could we do? We could do a scatter plot, or same thing with instead of the histogram, we could do one that focuses on the density of where the main observations fall. And for this, we're going to do, and we're going to specify that it's equal to KDE. Let's run that. And so this shows, instead of a histogram format, instead of the regression lines, it just gives us this indicator of density of where all of the scatters, or where all of the observations are within each scatter plot. Okay, so those are a few different ones. We could shift this if we wanted to go back to a histogram format. We could also do one that has density and histogram, but there's 3 examples for you to kind of work on and try out, or 4 rather, that you can try out. Okay, use this on this data or other data should work. Again, it's the SNS or Seaborn package, and then you're going to want to have Matplotlib library as well. Okay, until next time.